They're major mistakes. We're throwing down a very simple play here. We still get our taunt on the board, but now we're hitting him for 9 and 4. And it's GG. So 1-1, that increases. Now let's go into game 3. This should be a 66% 3-game streak, but we'll see how the draws go. We did get a Spiteful. We're on turn 2. Free from Amber. So we're putting Free from Amber back for sure. And then it's just a question on whether you want to keep the Cold Seer. We are against a Shaman, so I have no quorum with keeping it. We can either, if he does nothing on turn 1, then we're going to want to coin out our Tide Hunter. If we don't get a 1-drop, of course. We did not get a 1-drop. So we're just going to coin out Tide Hunter. Mainly because they usually totem on turn 2. And this gives a 2 to take that out, or a 1 to take that out. So we're just going to take out the 1, and then we come out 2 damage ahead. Not the most efficient play, but going into Amalgam next turn is pretty big. And then we'll be able to give them both 2 health. Not a good sign that we've been drawing our spells here, but this is a good Shellraiser play. It looks like it's an OTK Shutterwalk. So what I want to do is I want to leave this draw here so that he has to keep playing those kind of, or so that he'll eventually overdraw. Because he's not going to want to kill off his 0-3 draw. Like, players are just stupid like that. They just, for some reason, like to draw cards. And I've left that on the board multiple times, and then they've milled their Shutterwalk. And it just is not a good play to keep that on the board. But we'll see what he does here. So now we put our Ascendants, go on. As you see, we're building a pretty strong board. And then we've got Spiteful Summoner coming next turn to just finish this game. His hand is now at 10, so unless he's got just a lot of cards coming, then he's going to start milling. That's a pretty strong play. It just kind of depends on the roll. Yeah, it didn't really accomplish anything. Because now he's just going to be trading this into this and this into this, and then I still have a 5-6. And a Spiteful. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. He's filling his hand again. Alright, well that becomes slightly annoying. Now the question is, can I get my other Oracle here? I did not, so I'm just going to go face and end my turn. Had I gotten my other Grimscale or my War Leader off that heal, I could have killed off that Doomsayer and kept my board, but instead it just becomes a Spiteful into Free from Amber type play. It was a good play by him. I mean, you don't get to rank 5 by being absolutely bad at the game. He just hasn't made any, what I would say, impressive plays. So this sometimes ends up being a so now it's a taunt. We can go ahead and play that out. And then next turn we have Free from Amber. Whenever you Spiteful, a common mistake is hitting end turn, when in reality that is pretty likely to turn into a charge, either Alakir or charge Devilsaur. So ending my turn there, I would have lost out on that trade and just had a kind of a 3-5 that he gets to dictate the terms of. So now we got, let's see what we get here. So I'm gonna go with the Archivist and see what gets trait. I might end up with, oh, so up free from Amber. I don't get to pick it, unfortunately. So I ended up with the Bone Mare, which is kind of crappy. I'm not gonna lie. This is 7, 8, 9. So we have a pretty good little tempo here. If somehow he manages to clear this entire thing, which I don't think is possible. He can clear a lot of it, but not all. Alright, so here we're gonna go 1, 3. And then we're hoping to steal the 7-5. It's 50-50s. It was a pretty high chance that that ended up that way. Now that 2-1 is kind of problematic. It can go into my 6-1 in the middle and make the other one a 6-3, or it can go into my 4-1. If it goes into the 4-1, it's a mistake on his end, which is likely that he's going to do because he thinks that I still have the free from Amber. And that just seems like what he's thinking. But if he's not, we'll see. And that was exactly what he's thinking. Easy read on what I consider not the player turn 5, but I mean, he does make some good plays, so maybe he has some sort of answer for the rest of this. We'll see. Instead, he just heals for 12, and 12 is not going to be enough to make a significant impact here. Especially because now I can steal one of those taunts. Or I could steal the draw mechanic. Like, there's a lot of things that I can do. But instead, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, heal, 7 to the face, and really get this board in a state where he has to make a lot of decisions. I assume he's just going to deal 3 to all and just call it good, but I'm expecting a Deathwing sometime here soon. I mean, if he doesn't have deal 2 or 3 to all, that's not a good play. He's playing his current game. Bouncing around a lot. So he just hexes and volcanoes. I'm sure he calculated 15 there, but he didn't, so just more bad plays. So I kind of want the draw, and he's not going to play anything else that really gives me anything. Might as well take it. Because his next set of stuff is most likely going to be the Shutterwalk. Like, next turn, that's what he's looking to do. Now let's see what our options are. I can't play this next turn anyways, but it is a 4/4. So I might just hold it. But there's no reason to just throw it in. So now we're going to get a good little Murloc curve. 1, 2, 3. He's used both of his Doomsayers. Rumble? Guess not. 1, 3, 7, heal. We got those into where we can get some favorable trades. We're probably going to get some Murlocs here in a second. If not, then we have Deathwing. Or Leroy. Dark Reaper is an annoying card. And he hexed it. That's all of our hexes. It might be worth Deathwinging here. I think it definitely is worth the Deathwing. We don't get anything good out of the rest, so here comes the Shutterwalk play. To basically freeze my game for a while. But okay, so he chooses to Volcano off the Deathwing. Like I said, I wouldn't say he's a very good player, just the draws were not that great. So here, because we still have an Amalgam, we still have Megasaur, we still have Shellraiser, and we have Leroy. It's not necessarily an over game. It's just not a game that looks very promising. Does he not have Shutterwalk? Kind of confused. Like, what is he? Don't get it, I guess. Here's Shutterwalk. Okay, finally. So here comes a long list of just annoyances because he's basically played his whole deck. That's gonna clear my board for sure. Took him forever to make that play though. So we're just in a situation of watching him just Shutterwalk over and over. Very annoying play, but I think we lost. I don't think there's a way that we can win now that he's just going to Shutterwalk over and over. So I'll just concede it. He isn't a good player, so okay. I'll play one more. It just the draws on that one. Not quite what I wanted to see. That game should have been over a long time ago for him. Because my draws were all out of order. So, game 4. If we win, I'll go into game 5. If not, then I'm going to end it right here. So there's a pretty much curve stone. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'd consider a good hand. So I might even coin out my Amalgam and kind of mess up my curve. We'll see though. It'll be a reaction play if anything.